The other surprising news coming out this morning is the suspension of Chief Constable Jason Hogg, and he's the Chief Constable of Thames Valley Police, and it seems to have sent ripples through England's largest non-metropolitan police force, and it raises questions about accountability, about trust, about broader standards within law enforcement. Jason Hogg, who became the boss in 2023, oversees a force serving 2.3 million people across Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire, and Berkshire. It's the fifth largest police force in England, and with about 1,200 officers and staff. And he assumed leadership with a clear priority to rebuild public trust in the wake of a series of high-profile scandals, including the murder of Sarah Everard, a serving Metropolitan Police officer. But ironically, is now Hogg himself under scrutiny. And the Independent Office for Police Conduct, the IOPC, is investigating allegations that Hogg failed to adequately probe claims of improper retention of sensitive police information by a former senior officer. And the investigation spans incidents between 2016 and 2020, focusing on alleged breaches of professional standards, particularly in honesty and integrity, and a failure in duties and responsibilities central to a chief constable's remit. There's no criminal charges so far against Hogg, but these allegations, if proven, could amount to gross misconduct, a serious indictment for someone tasked with upholding the highest ethical standards and with reinvigorating the image of the police force. Martin Barber, the Police and Crime Commissioner for Thames Valley, has acted decisively in suspending Hogg with immediate effect, and he says the suspension is a neutral act, not indicative of guilt, but that's not how it appears. The decision underscores the need for a robust response to allegations that simply undermine public trust in policing, as if we have a surfeit of trust in organisations around the UK. We really don't. Trust is dripping away by the second. And Barber's role now involves ensuring continuity and efficiency in the force, a responsibility he's delegated temporarily to Chief Constable Ben Snuggs, with plans for an interim appointment by the month's end. The IOPC's involvement signifies the gravity of the allegations. Its Director of Operations, Steve Noonan, clarifies that the investigation doesn't automatically imply disciplinary proceedings, but the probe also encompasses another sector, a senior officer in the Thames Valley Police, broadening the scope of concerns about leadership integrity. And meanwhile, the related investigation into a former police officer accused of retaining sensitive information has concluded with a file submitted to the Crown Prosecution Service. So this parallel case highlights issues around the handling of sensitive information and leadership accountability. Hogg's suspension adds to a troubling narrative of trust that seems to be very much in order, very much in want in UK policing. And the public expects transparency and accountability, particularly in an era of heightened scrutiny. And for the Thames Valley Police, a force noted for its reputation outside urban hubs like London, this incident is a shock, and it must be a test. What this means for policing and for police standards, it demands a revival, a rebuilding of trust, where safeguards exist to prevent sensitive information mishandling in the future. They need to be rebuilt and ensured that they are back in place. And the current system of oversight is this a demonstration that it is effective if problems have been going on since 2016. While the IOPC investigation continues, these questions will linger, and the whole issue of accountability must remain the cornerstone of effective policing. As Barber has noted, the suspension isn't a judgment of guilt, but a necessary measure to uphold integrity, but it does seem to be coming quite late. For Chief Constable Jason Hogg, this is an opportunity to demonstrate transparency and cooperation with investigators. For Thames Valley Police, it's a chance to reaffirm their commitment to serving and protecting the communities with integrity. Trust once lost is hard to regain, but it's not impossible, and the path towards rebuilding trust is about rigorous accountability and a steadfast commitment to the values that underpin public service and policing.